Hi there. So we're going to look for we're going to look at a few options for if you want to buy a cycle in India, a bicycle. Now, I'm going to assume that commuting is your primary focus, or at least a part of why you want to cycle. Uh, Also, I'm assuming that you want to get fit, or you're planning to do it as a form of physical activity. All of the cycles actually that I'll be covering in this video are from the Decathlon store. The reason for that is that I have personal experience with all of the cycles that I'll be talking about, and I trust that over everything else. If you have one of these Decathlon stores close to you, I think it's a no-brainer to go and pick up their products, because they are actually pretty good, and you'll really be hard-pressed to find something that is comparable within that much money. Speaking about money, yeah, as I said, that will be the primary deciding factor, along with a few other things which we'll cover, hopefully. Let's start with the first cycle that we're going to look at, which is the Rockrider 5.0 is probably the lowest you should be looking at if you are thinking about cycling seriously. Now, this is a really nice cycle. It's well equipped. It's durable. It's not going to give you a lot of hassle when it comes to maintenance. I think this is, if you plan on covering any sort of distance, like if you plan on doing 30 kilometers or more on a regular basis, this is probably the lowest you should be looking at. Now, the cycle does not have suspension. I think it's safe to say that if you're buying an entry-level cycle, let's say any cycle that costs less than 30,000 rupees, the suspension is not going to be that good, and it's actually going to be counterproductive, because it will rob a lot of the power that you're putting into the cycle. So at an entry level, at least, avoid the suspension. You want the maximum efficiency, and whatever effort you're putting into the pedals, you want that to go on the road. So Rockrider 5.0, no suspension, nothing too fancy. It has gears, and it has a proper group set. So there's 3 chain rings on the front, and 7 on the rear cassette. It's more than enough for your daily commutes. It's really nice to climb flyovers with. It's just a really nice bike. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to go for something lower if you're really interested in cycling. At the same time, if you are a beginner, I would probably not recommend going much higher as well, because it's going to take quite some time before you are able to max the potential of this cycle, as well as the next one that we're going to talk about. The next cycle we're going to talk about is the Riverside 3. Now, if you can spend a little bit more, well, actually, how much more depends on what the current price of the cycle is, because the MRP is somewhere around 30,000 INR, which is like 3 times the Rockrider 5.0, which retails for about 10. But these cycles, the Riverside 3 particularly, is going to be replaced very soon, which means that it's going to be on sale. You can probably pick one up for as little as 20,000 INR, and that is a lot of cycle for 20,000 rupees. The group set is a very clear upgrade over what you have on the 5.0, so it's probably a good idea to not look for anything in between. You're not going to get that much of a difference from the group set in the Rockrider 5.0. So the next step up is the Riverside 3, which is a great hybrid between, let's say, a road bike and a mountain bike. Now, if we're looking for one step further, right, we're going to come back to the mountain bike side of things. next bike that we're going to cover is the Rockrider 5.3 Big 29er. Now, the Rockrider 5.3 comes in a standard wheel size, and then there's the big version, which is the 29 inch wheel version. There's a lot of hate on the internet for 29 inch mountain bikes, and honestly, I don't really see what the big fuss is about. One thing that I can tell you is that on roads, on normal roads and on commutes, the 29 inches make a huge difference, and this bike is going to be as good or better than any hybrid bike, while at the same time retaining the off-road capability. Now, interestingly, the Riverside 3 and the Rockrider 5.3 Big 29er do have suspensions, but these at this sort of price range, the suspensions actually become usable. The Riverside 3 suspension is actually meant to smooth out the roads rather than absorb shock from like serious off-roading. The Rockrider 3, the Riverside 3 is not really meant to be used as an off-roader, although I have heard that it can take the occasional trail, if you feel like it. The Rockrider 5.3 has a pretty nice suspension system. At that, when you're spending that sort of money, which is about about somewhere 30 to 40,000, depending on what the store actually sells it for. The suspension is actually useful. It's not going to be crappy and give you a lot of maintenance issues. And the Rockrider 5.3 group set, which is I think a SRAM something, is actually again a clear upgrade over everything below that. So over the Riverside 3, or definitely a big upgrade over the 5.0. It has disc brakes, which is again a very clear upgrade. These will give you really nice stopping power, whether the road is wet or dry. Actually makes sense to spend the extra money and go for a better bicycle. Now, this is where we are at sort of a crossroads. You have the Rockrider 5.3 Big 29er, which is one of the best sort of mountain bikes you can get for yourself. But if you find yourself going the road bike route, which at least I believe are the pinnacle of bicycles, then you want to look at the Triban series of road bikes. Now, the old Triban 3 was actually an amazing deal, because you could pick one up for as much as 35,000 INR, at least the earlier ones, and they came with a carbon fork. I think it was a Shimano 2300 group set, which is actually quite nice. It's the most entry-level group set that Shimano makes, I think, for that sort of bike. But you have to remember that this was basically a much higher version. It was sold in much more expensive cycles under a different name when Shimano had, let's say, a few years ago, right? So these group sets, even though they are entry level, so to speak, they are really nice durability wise. The gear changes may not happen the fastest and they may not be the slickest, but they are really nice. And overall, the Triban 3, the old Triban 3 is a great bike. It's a little more comfortable and not as hardcore as some of the other road bikes. And if you get a good deal on it, it's definitely a good buy. The reason why I keep saying old Triban 3 is because the new Triban 3 does not have, or the Triban 300 does not have the carbon fork. It also has a different, as far as I'm aware, no-name group set. It's called something like Micro Shift or something. I have no personal experience with this, and I don't think it will be of the quality that you can expect from Shimano. So yes, if you get the old one, great, at a good price, awesome. For the new one, it's not really that great as far as I can see, but try it before you buy it. Now, the next step up on the road bike road is the Triban 5. Now, the old one is called the old Triban 5, and the new one is called the Triban 500. The old Triban 5, again, like most last year sort of cycles, there's a good chance you can pick one up at a really good price. The official retail is about 60,000. You can pick one up for somewhere like 45,000 INR depending on the discount in the store at that time. It has a Sora group set. It's a proper aluminium carbon alloy, and it's probably in the sweet spot of where road bikes go. I mean, you can spend more than that, but if you are really a really good cyclist, you're going to be able to embarrass a lot of rich kids on their fancy carbon showpieces. It has everything that you need. It is extremely durable. The parts are easy to replace. It's just an amazing bike for the money. If you can get it for that sort of money, I mean, if you can get it for anything under 50,000, it's an awesome deal. The new Triban 500. I was actually in Dubai a month ago, and I was able to see it. It's already available for sale there. It will probably come to India next year. The new Triban 500 looks great. I have to say it actually looks a little better than the current Triban 5, and it has carbon seat stays, which could make a big difference. I didn't actually get the chance to try one out, but it does seem to have everything else that the Triban 5 had and should come in at the same price. Actually, I want to make a correction there, because the one that I saw in the showroom did not have the automatic Delta pedals. That is it Delta or Velgo? It did not have the clipless pedals that the Triban 5 comes as standard with. It had like regular platform pedals. Now, I'm not sure if that is going to happen when the bike comes to India, but that's the only difference between the two as far as I can see. And with the carbon seat stays, it's probably going to be the slightly better buy. But then again, it's going to come in at about 60,000 INR. So if you can get a current Triban 5 for something like 45, that's probably going to be a better deal. So that's it. I've tried to cover most of the choices that I think are worth considering. Again, there are great bikes by Scott and Fuji and Schwinn that you can look at as alternatives to the last sort of 2 or 3 models that I've mentioned. Always try before you buy it. Comfort is the most important criteria when selecting a bike, and this is where you really need to pay attention to the first bike we mentioned, the Rockrider 5.0, which can be quite uncomfortable for a lot of people. Ultimately, try before you buy, and there is no best bike. What is good for you may not be good for someone else. Try the bike before you buy it. If you have any questions, you have suggestions, please comment below, and we'll take a look at them. Thank you.